All right. So like I said, right, you start writing things about your life and the people you know, and so I wrote ESPN back when I was young, and the worst problem I ever had was a guy who watched sports too much, right? And I told my mom I wanted to go to Nashville and be a songwriter, and she, of course, she was super supportive. No, she said, that's dumb. Songwriters write about their life. You haven't lived yet. What would you possibly write about? And now I have so much, we've decided it's not even a movie, it's a Netflix series. Like 4 seasons so far, and it's not, the year's not over. So I wrote ESPN for a college boyfriend. I had a roommate in college who said, why don't you write a nice love song? So I was like, I don't have any nice love stories. So I wrote about her and her now husband, about them. And last summer, my husband said, how come you haven't written a song about us? And I said, because that is complicated and messy and not really prone to beautiful songwriting. I'm a little worried Mr. King's here. So I went, what would that song even sound like? I mean, our story is messy. Messy. So here we go. Well, the very first night we ever met, it was one of those nights a girl doesn't forget when I asked my fiance, hey, who's your friend? You had pretty blue eyes and a Wrangler bud, tall and tight, let me tell you what, so I dropped that fiance. That was the end. Well, it was messier than that. Maybe that fiance went to prison. No one knows. It's been like 25 years. Don't judge me. So you and I hooked up, gave it quite a whirl, and I thought I was a lucky girl to have myself my very own bull rider. Till a couple weeks later I started feeling sick, so I drank a couple beers and I peed on a stick and realized this was not your old one-nighter. When I told him, he said, I'll be honest folks, he didn't say anything. He had what is known as an old-fashioned freak-out. But eventually you said, I'll be there for the girl or boy. By the way, my name's Troy. Here's a fucking love song. Here's a fucking love song. From those humble beginnings we built a life. Had a couple more kids and I became his wife. In that order, if anyone cares. But cowboys get old and are kind of poor, and I hadn't really known that before. And our money seems to go, well, God knows where. Well, the bank's overdrawn and our credit's bad, but he's still the best lay I ever had. So I wrote him this little love song. The good days are there, but I've forgotten, because our dogs have fleas and our kids are rotten. But babe, you wanted a stupid love song. Thank you. He loves manly movies about cowboys and whores and boxing. You know how many times I've seen Rocky IV? Spoiler alert, Drago kills Apollo Creed. And I've seen Smokey and the Bandit more times than I should, even the second one, which is really no good. But if you knew my husband, you know what he looks like, Jerry Reed. I sometimes get nervous when he asks my height, and he's digging a hole in the yard late in the night. Says it's for a fire pit, but mumbles about leg room. But to be fair, he can't stand because I introduce him as my first husband and ask about the mileage on his mama's broom. For over 20 years I've been his wife. That's 20 long years, folks, of my life. How in the world did we make it work? Well, we fight pretty often and pretty loud, but once or twice we've drawn a crowd. The only thing we both agree on is that he's a jerk. Amen. But he gets that same old gleam in his eye, and he'll put his hand on my upper thigh and whisper about how good my tits used to be. So the makeup sessions are pretty good. Occasional noise complaints in the neighborhood, but they don't last more than a minute or 3. Remember, he was a bull rider. 8 seconds to the dismount. Here's a fucking love song. Fucking love song. One more time.
Fucking love.
Here's your fucking motherfucking love song. I think that's it.